now. So that should be recording. Yep.
Yeah, I can see it's come up on mine record.
Okay, so now just let me know what you're looking at. Are you looking at, I've got two screens, so
I'm looking at the top screen is Google, and it's got a woman with papers flying out, and then the bottom bit is like little Facebook pages.
Oh, okay, so there. All right, so I'm on the Google tab. So, all right, so if I want to get into Belive, I just type in Belive TV, go into the main menu, and I'm automatically logged in. So I'm imagining that if you've had your 2 weeks free trial, you can just click on here and you can either log in, or you should be already logged in for your automatically your free trial. So you can go start broadcasting. And my computer, I need to play some thinking music. Come on. Now I'll do the talk show because the solo and the interview are fairly straightforward.
Right.
So the talk show is as well, but here is where you go if you want to host a broadcast on your page. You can host it in a group, you can host it on your timeline, and you can host a broadcast in an event as well.
All right.
As long as you are admin.
Page, right.
Or on a page, you must be admin on your or editor. But if you are, so you can see here, so you're mainly interested in hosting it on a group, is that what you said?
Yeah, at the moment, that's the first thing I want to do. I will just do interviews on my normal Facebook page, but at the moment, I want to know how to do it. Yeah, I want to do this group.
Okay, so and I'm pretty sure with the free version, I think I said you don't get the talk show, so you would only you could do 2-person interviews.
Yeah,
but you won't be able to do share screen with the free version.
Oh no, well I want the share screen, so I'll get the other version.
Yeah. So so let's say if you want to do a group, you just click on the group and then select one of your groups, and it will throw up the groups that you have, and I've got quite a few. I've got my toe in a few things.
Yeah.
So let's do I did this one here, social medias for small business owners mastermind group. That's a tiny little group with only, I actually set it up for another purpose and never used it. So it's, I just use it as a test case.
Right.
And then you can put your text in. So great news, we're learning. One of the things that I find really great about this is you can, when you publish it, it comes up as a post, especially if you schedule posts.
Yeah.
It will come up as, have you scheduled any posts when you were doing the trial?
No, I don't.
So you can,
because that's what I thought I could do, is schedule it, and then people would be there. They'd know the time to come, wouldn't it?
Yes, and the other thing that I do, and I find because people, if you schedule it while people are online, they might see that you scheduled the post.
Right.
Another way to make sure that people, especially if you've got a group and you are managing that group or monetizing the group, what you can do is get send out an email to people whose email addresses you have, obviously, and share with them that you're going live, and you can include a link. So I'll show you where to get the link from.
Okay.
And scheduling, the jury's out on scheduling, whether the scheduling is actually decreases or increases your circulation, automatic organic reach.
Right.
If you're doing it on your page, then it's probably best to maybe play with it a bit, maybe schedule one and then do I've been playing with it. I've been doing events on my page.
Yeah.
I've also been scheduling, and then I'll do an event and not schedule. And I seem to be getting around the same sort of
right.
Reach and engagement. So, I don't think there's any science that says. I believe the value of scheduling is that you can let people know. And
right. Yeah.
I don't know how far down the rabbit hole you are with things like chatbots.
No, I've never used chatbots.
Well, I tell you, I'm setting up a course on that at the moment, because when you can tie in chatbots to your lives, especially on your page, you increase your subscriptions to your page and your inbox, because it actually collects subscribers for you exponentially, and then you can translate those into email subscribers.
Oh, right.
Very quickly and very easily by offering an enormous amount of value. So put that on your radar to explore down the track.
Right.
There's so much. So let's do mentor. We can put that. This is just the internal title that people inside will see. So if we want to create a scheduled Facebook Live broadcast, we just click this here, and then you have to schedule it. You can't schedule it in 5 minutes time. It has to be 11 minutes.
Right.
So we'll go 2:15, which is probably around what 3 or no, hang on, 5, 6. I don't know what time. What time is it? There must be a plus 3.
4:23.
4:23. Okay, so schedule for 2:15. If you have a logo, you can actually add that as well, which is pretty awesome. I'm still don't know want to be what I want to be when I grow up. So I'm you see, I'll just go back here. Can't remember where I put it. I'm just going to get them. So no, I didn't want to do that either. Normally I just never take pictures. So I just bung that one up there.
Yeah.
For now, I don't use my email address because that automatically goes to your messenger. When you schedule a post, you'll get the host link in your messenger.
Right.
And your branding. So you can see I've got a couple of different brands here. I've got a My Time TV show that I run, and I also do some stuff for Network Group. So I'll do that branding because that's my Facebook.
So is your TV show, do you run that on Facebook Live?
Yep.
The Belive? Oh, right.
Yes, yeah, I run that. I've got 3 actually that I run, and I run them all through Belive TV.
Oh, because that's what I'd like to do, is run like TV show and people and stuff.
Do it. What's your superpower, Karen?
Yeah.
I know you're a marriage celebrant. You've got some products I saw when I was doing a little stalk of you.
Yes, yeah, and I like, I do motivational stuff. I like coaching people, and so I like, like to interview people that put out an inspirational message to inspire people to have a go at things.
Beautiful.
I like to do that kind of work on Be Live. Yeah,
there is so much scope for that, so much, and it's all just beginning. So
that's why I wanted to do this with this group, because I've set up this group at the moment when it was 100 days to the end of the year. So I set up for a 100-day challenge for them to achieve something they wanted before the end of the year. Beautiful. And so I thought it was a good way to make me do these live broadcasts, so I got better at them, that I'm just broadcasting to this private group at the moment. And then I thought that would, make me, then I could go on and do my a TV show.
That's awesome. I love hearing that because I've got, like I said, I've got my own TV channel and I do regular, and I would love to have other people as well. We've got a few people lined up to come on and have their own shows, but there's people that are just, I don't know, something's holding people back, and it is a fairly big commitment. But when you get your head around it, and it's like part of your normal operations, I think.
So how often do you do it, like once a week or
I
more
do
than
3 half-hour shows once a week. So I've got one at 2 p.m. Wednesdays, one at 3 p.m. Wednesdays, and one at 9:30 a.m. Fridays.
Right.
I'm thinking about changing them up a bit, because the Wednesday afternoon one's just, that's just crazy. Like half-hour shows back to back. But I've only been doing them for like the last 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Like I've been doing the Friday morning one for a year. But the other 2 I've just started doing. So it's just the time is now. And waiting for all the ducks to line up. I just go.
Just do it. You just got to do it. You can't wait for every.
Got to do it.
How many people? Is it the same people, or are you increasing your numbers each time you do it, or?
That depends on how much I hustle.
Right.
Because when Facebook first brought in live, all you'd have to do is flick the live on, and you would have, it's like a little magnet for, a couple of hundred people. And of course, that also depends on where you went live and how long you went live for. So I'd go live on my personal profile, and I would get lots and lots of views and lots of comments. I'd go live on my business page, I would still get lots. And then as more and more people come online with their lives, Facebook did the same thing with their business pages. They scaled back the algorithms.
Right. Yeah.
And so because they wanted people to use live, it was the best thing. And I think getting in early was a really, I'm so glad I did. I was terrified, but I knew I had to do it. And so I think to build up your audience, it's absolutely possible now, but it just takes a bit more work. That's why I suggest when you schedule your lives, if you've got an email list, send it out to them, because even if they're in the group, they will still forget, or they won't, there's all sorts of things that happen. But if you remind them, there's a couple of girls that I work with, look up to what they're doing, and they'll do a schedule where they'll remind you the week. So if you do it every week, you probably remind them the next one's coming up just after the last one, and then 3 days out, and then 1 day out, and then an hour out.
Right.
So it really is quite intensive. I don't do that, but if I had a VA, when I have a VA,
that's you can do. Yes.
That's something that they will be doing.
Yeah, that's my aim in the end.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to a couple of people about doing a collaborative effort for a VA as well. So where that ends up, I don't know, but we've got to start somewhere, because it's just otherwise we all end up doing the process work and we kill our creativity. Yeah,
exactly. You get caught up in that, and you can do what you want.
So there's other things that you can do, and using ManyChat as well to get people to tell you, you can send it out, and you can ask people if they want to be notified when you go live, and then you can send them an email, or if they're on ManyChat, you can send them, because 95% of people are opening their messages.
Right.
And if they're subscribed on ManyChat, it's going to pop straight into their inbox. And about 30% of people open their emails that are sent, and only one of those 30%, only 1% actually click on a link.
Right.
So again, ManyChat is like, if you have an opportunity to explore it, please do, because it will be something that if you can get it right. I've got an intern working on mine, because I just there's so much I'm doing at the moment, but I just want it set up. So he's been working with me for the last few weeks to write it up and to implement it. So
right.
Yeah, but
ManyChat, is it? So it's Mini, MINI.
Oh, Many, MANY.
MA.
Yeah,
ManyChat.
Yeah.
MANY, right.
So just as in lots and lots.
Yeah.
There's another one called Chat Fuel, but I find ManyChat is reasonably easy to use. It's still getting sequencing and all that type of thing does my head in, but it's still reasonably easy. So we'll just pop back to here. I'm just clicking to finish. If you have a scheduled broadcast, you must start it. Once it's gone blue and says start broadcast, actually it won't go blue, but once it says you can start your broadcast, if you don't, this is the scheduled broadcast, if you don't start it within 10 minutes, it'll take the broadcast out.
Right.
So, and I had last Wednesday, I had where my computer shut itself. And I refreshed the screen, because refreshing the screen is a brilliant way, your first option, because if it does seize up for any reason at all, just hit refresh up here.
Right. Okay.
And even if you're streaming live, you won't lose the broadcast. What will happen is people will get this that says live video will resume in a moment.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I'd be scared to press it. I'd be thinking, oh my God, they'll be all gone.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't. So you just say, if you do have any problems or if anything seizes up, that's your first thing, is to refresh the screen. But you can tell people. You can just say, I'm going to refresh the screen, or you can type it on the on-screen updates. So you can type in refresh. Don't go anywhere.
Right. I'm just going to run out and get my power cord for my phone. It's just come up that the battery's low.
Okay, yep, no worries.
Wait a second. All right, I'm back. I was thinking that must be on your recording. Then I've been looking at it for, and I'm like, no, actually, that's going to be on my phone.
We don't want it to stop. Okay, so you can see where I've put up refresh, don't go anywhere. That's just
yeah.
You can write the on-screen updates. Just want to show you, I know you've done it before, but this is where I think people do tend to get a little bit unstuck, is turning on the camera and the mic. And I had this for a long time. I didn't get that the mic was sitting behind this wheel here.
Where's where? Oh, right, yeah, okay.
There. And under here it says microphone. If I click on there, it gives you several options.
Right.
And I know now to click the mic, the HD Pro Rec.
Okay, so that's what I would click.
So if you're using a webcam,
HD Pro, I'd just be using the camera that's in my laptop. Is that
okay? So yeah, so mine's external. So you have to figure out. So you can see there, I've got a couple of mics hooked in.
Right.
But this is the one that I use. So if you click on the microphone and it gives you a couple of options, just make sure that you've connected the right one, and it could be one that's linked to your web camera or.
And does it show you that your microphone's working when you click on?
No, it doesn't. Now there was something that you could wait one moment. There is one thing you can do. Then you connect. I just connect the camera so you can see that. Play some thinking music. Oh, it's not going to connect the camera. I'm going to have to, just bear with me. That was clever. I will shut down the camera on the video on my camera here.
Right.
And then I can connect this camera.
So do you find an external camera better?
I've got a HD Logitech one, and if you're doing so you can see me now on the screen.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So now I'm in the lobby. I'm still not broadcasting. I have a, it's only like I bought it for I think it's about $130, $140. It is one of the top of the range webcams that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I use a PC. I've also got a laptop. But if you're thinking about doing a TV show, and doing regular broadcasting, I would suggest it's an absolutely brilliant investment.
Right.
And
Okay.
I also plan
So where did you get it from? Did you go to like Amazon or something like that, or?
I just got it from Harvey Norman.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's a Logitech HD 1080p.
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 1080p. Okay, I'll look at that. I've got an Apple laptop, so I'd just say I want one like this to fit that.
Well, and I don't know what Apple does. They might have quality cameras, but
yeah.
And I did have a Logitech, a $30 one, which did the job just fine when I was just talking to my mum and my kids by Skype.
Yeah.
When you want to do webinars and you want to do this sort of thing, you need to have good audio and good visual.
Right. So you have a external mic as well.
I do have an external mic, but I actually find I don't need to use it. So at the moment, I'm just using the mic from the camera, which is a pretty good mic as well.
On that camera, that Logitech camera, it has a mic. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that mic's a really good mic as well. So it's all built in, and eventually, at some point, I will be getting like a bit of a proper setup. I'll still use the same camera, but I will get.
Right.
My son's got the whole kit and caboodle where it's he's got the camera, but he's also got this Blue Yeti mic, and it's on the stand, and it's got all
yes, I've seen people with recordings with the big mic in front of them and that. Yeah.
But I actually think for now, like I always say to people, start where you stand.
Yeah.
And because starting here, like if I waited until I got everything ready, I'd still be not started.
But, yeah, exactly.
So,
and I'd like to get going here.
And so I did, when my old camera packed it in, I said, Daddy said, don't you get a cheap camera? That's my son, don't get a cheap camera. Yeah. So I took his advice, and I'm glad I did. The other thing is to have good lighting. Now, I'm still working on that. He's borrowed some of my lights at the moment, so it's a bit dark, and I've got natural light here, and I've got just a cheap lamp up here, but you can get ring lights and that type of thing to light it up. So that's the lighting, the audio, and the camera are probably the three that you really need to.
Right.
And lighting and audio are more important than the visuals, though.
Oh, okay.
The audio is the most important. People will forgive pixelated video.
Yeah.
They can hear you well.
Yes. If they can't hear, that would be that'd be an issue. Yeah.
So then it's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're in this space here in the lobby section, you can see I'm still not in the broadcast. If I click on this little search bar here, that tests my audio. Can you hear that?
All right. Yeah.
Oh, that's coming. Let's just click out of there. Okay. So that will give you an audio test. So
what was it? What you clicked on? The little.
There's a little search, like a little.
Yeah, up there, right.
There. So you can click on that, and then you can hear whether your audio is working. Until I realised that was there, I used to have to go into wherever I was broadcasting to while I was broadcasting and click on the broadcast and unmute myself so I could hear if I was speaking.
Right.
But with this, you can just click on that, and if you hear yourself, then you know you've selected the right mic.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so then you just add to the broadcast here. And this says it's going to go live in 4 minutes and 26 seconds. That's cool. You can see the live broadcast here, and it's got my little logo. It's actually my book cover here. And then I can just, I'm ready to talk. Where you are wanting to add guests, you can see down here where it says copy the link. Right down the bottom.
Yeah.
Copy that link there, and it copies to clipboard. I actually find the easiest way is to, let's just go. The easiest way is to copy it maybe I'll go to the, if you have too many tabs open too, it has a conniption.
Oh, right, okay.
So you can't see at the moment, but I'm just going to go to the, actually, I'm going to go to your messenger.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a link. Now, if you do schedule this in advance, this is beautiful because then you can go, here's the link for your guest, and depending on when you schedule it, you can give them that link.
Right.
Several days in advance, or the day before, or a couple of hours before. So if you clicked on that link, I'm not sure if it would let you in because it's a closed group, but that I'm about to broadcast into. But so if that's where you get the other thing to do is where you schedule it, you can click on the link, then you can go back to your Facebook group or your page and paste it before it goes live. Paste it in the comments thread underneath the post. So people will see the scheduled post. They'll see the countdown, the timer about when you're supposed to go live. They'll have a little thing say get reminder in the middle of the box, and underneath that you can actually pin a comment. And so you can put the guest link there, and so when you go live, you can say to people, or if you're only having one guest and you don't want others to have access to that link, you don't put it there. You just But if you want to get up to 10 people in the lobby and have a party on your Facebook group, you can do that too. So, and you can bring up to 3 people in.
Right.
So, now to share your screen, which is, I know you're interested in doing that. Can you see up the top here, at the top right, where I've just hovered on the little Belive desktop icon?
Right, yeah.
I'm just going to remove that from Chrome, and the reason I'm doing this is because I find that I don't know whether it's my computer or whether it's Belive, but every time I go to share the desktop screen, what happens is it won't share because it tells me to install the Chrome extension.
All right.
So I have to remove it, and then if I go to share my desktop screen, now you can see that's not actually doing anything. That means that I have to refresh. So here we go. Here's a live refresh.
All right.
So you'll be watching this through Zoom, and you can see live video will resume in a moment. Now I have to go back, click the little wheel here and the lobby, and I have to reconnect my microphone and my camera.
Right.
And for some reason it's not letting me. Do another refresh. Might be because it was supposed to be starting the broadcast.
Right.
Okay. Net camera. Okay, so now I can add myself back to the broadcast. And it stops having a connection. I've clicked too many times, I think.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm going to refresh it again and might time out. But really, refreshing it is, you can see that it's still the same broadcast. It hasn't shut it down. It's still saying that. So that, and I think this is the only platform I know that actually does that. Okay. Now I have to stop clicking.
Yeah.
Add to broadcast. And now I can start the broadcast.
Right.
I want to share my desktop, so I just click the share your desktop. If there's anything that you want to know while I'm going through this, please ask. And you see here it says add extension. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is if you find that it's not working, then a simple solution is to refresh.
Right.
Or if it still doesn't work, then remove the Chrome extension and then reinstall it.
Oh, right.
And how you reinstall that is simply by sharing your desktop screen.
Right.
And this is all being recorded, so you don't have to remember it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so adding to the broadcast, I just click on that, just like I would if you had a guest. And if you want to share your whole screen, see the solo button here?
Oh, yeah.
You can just click on that. What I suggest is if you are doing your some sort of tutorial or webinar where you are sharing your screen, generally speaking, because now you're looking at 2 lots of the dashboard of Belive, one on the screen and then the big one on Zoom. You can see here where I click that little button on the left-hand side with the little picture inside the picture.
Yeah.
When you share your screen, so you're down here, right down there.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the screen, because that, I think that sort of, if you've just got this screen, if I just go solo again, solo, then all people are looking at is a screen. This is, I think, particularly important if you're sharing a screen and you're doing it publicly. If you are doing a private one, if people are already hooked in, they know what the topic's about and they are engaged in the webinar or tutorial or whatever it is that you're doing, that's not so important. But if you are on your page and you're doing a public one and you want people to drop by and see what you're doing, if they don't see you there, they're not likely to stay.
Yeah.
So that's a hint from Mari Smith. Keep yourself on screen as often as you can.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yep, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then you can have another guest if you want. So then now what's next? You can have your agenda, which is here. Now you can plan ahead for your agenda. So when you schedule your show, you can, they've just changed this overnight. So if I look like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't. The agenda is great, and the changes, you used to have to do an agenda every single time, like a new agenda every time.
Yeah.
But with this, I think they've changed overnight that you can actually save it, and then re-upload it, so you didn't have to do the whole agenda again.
Yeah, right.
So agenda 1, and then you can have bullet points of what you want to talk about, and then you can add that. So this is just for you to look at, but if you wanted to show it on screen, you could, but you don't have to.
Have to, right.
So you can show, and you can show and hide comments. So you can see down here where it's got show or hide. You click on that, and it will come up with the comments, and they'll be on the bottom third of the screen. The other thing you can do is you can show or hide. It doesn't look like, I can't actually see that it's showing it. Let me do this. If I go solo, and you could show names as well.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty cool, because if you're wanting to interact with people, even if you're doing a 2-person interview, the key is to get people engaged and interacting and make it multi-dimensional. So people are making comments, and you're asking them questions, and you're saying, what do you think? Or, even little things like, tell us where you're from, or that type of thing. What's your favourite colour? Just to get people interacting. And you can actually show them. So what's your favourite colour? Okay, there we go. There says blue, and you can put it up on the screen, and people like to have an input. So monitoring the comments where it says live comments down here is really good. And I'm finding now I would love to have a producer, to someone help me produce the show, so that I can focus on doing this stuff, and then, you know, but that's all down the track.
Right.
You learn to have octopus arms and eyes when you do this stuff. Yeah. So your agenda, you can add different agenda to and show that, so you can actually show it on screen, whatever you want to say. If you're doing dot points and then a few notes, they're right there, but you don't have to show them on the screen. So what people see is just on the live broadcast preview, but you can show them if you want to.
Right.
A good thing to do when you are doing a live on your page is to remind people to share.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And it's something that I've got to get better at. But you can one of the agenda items you can have is your first one. Well, you know, you can have please share, and once that's added, then every so often, and I notice that the gurus do this quite a bit. They'll pop this up maybe every 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, depending on how long their show is. I just keep popping the please share up. So that's the agenda. You can, if I start the broadcast, no one will see, but they'll shut it down if I don't start the broadcast soon. So
right, I see.
I'll just start it's going into a group where there's myself and my husband, I think, so I wouldn't
right.
Start the live broadcast. So I'll pop people in and then take them out again. And so while you're broadcasting live, now you can see up here the little green button with the eye. That will tell you how many viewers you have.
Okay.
I like Facebook Live because it tells you who's watching.
Yeah.
You only know if people are watching if they actually pop their comments down here, and they can. So you can.
Yeah. So you won't know if they don't.
So you can say, if you see even if there's 2 or 3 people on, hey, great to see some people here. Can you please just tell me who you are and where you're from?
Right.
And then give them a shout out. Because that's, you know, and then that gets the engagement, and then you can go, Adair from Adelaide, and then comment, and then you go shouting out. Probably teaching you to suck eggs here, but where is it now? Coming up. Hey, Adair from Adelaide, yay! As Murray would say, Adair's in the house. Okay, so. The other thing that you can do here is adding photos from your Facebook albums. Now this needs a bit of pre-work. When you want to share your desktop screen, I share PowerPoint presentations here as well. I don't know if that's something that you were planning on doing. But
so you do that on this video.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
right.
Yep, so I can do, let's see, you do it exactly the same. Let's see if I can pull up a PowerPoint and show you, because especially if you're in your closed group and you're wanting to do like tutorial type things. Let me just get a PowerPoint. PowerPoint, I've got you can share Word, you can share PDF. So now you're probably looking at that through Zoom. Can you see the PowerPoint loading?
Yes, yeah.
Yep, okay. So I'll just minimize that. I'll share my desktop again, and I'll put screen 1. So this is doing my head in, because we've got Zoom, we've got the Zoom recording, and now we've going live into. Okay, so screen 2, and I'll go over here. All right, so that should come up full screen. How to write an ebook in an hour, and I can make that solo. Play some thinking music. I think because I'm getting so much, it's slowing it down. But you can see the inside of the dashboard there. I've got 2 screens open. I don't know whether you work with 1 or 2, but having 2 screens open, I could take that one out and just have 1.
Right.
Or I could have that and I could have a guest as well. So that's a, let's see, and then you can just click through the, and again you can have yourself down the bottom doing the explanation stuff as well. So get rid of it there from Adelaide. All right, bring it here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, so that's the option. So you can pretty much register if you want to put a document up, if you want to do a PowerPoint, you want to do a PDF document, exactly the same place. If you want to do a live demonstration of a talk, so sharing green industry, it doesn't matter what you share. So
publish from a Facebook group. So you go into the Facebook page first.
So if you want to share the screen for your group, is that right?
Yes. If I want to interview someone on my Facebook Live group page, I'll get on the group page.
Right. So you've got
to interview someone that's not in the group. So
yes.
And then you have a group to see it.
Okay. What you can do is if you remember when you make the start at the beginning and click on publish on your timeline, your page.
Right. That's right.
So that's where you select there.
Yeah. I just got to on there.
So what you can do is you can schedule it, share it.
Right.
So, and you can ask other people to share it as well. So you can share it across to your group. You can share it to other groups if it's scheduled. And when you're live, let's see if I can find it here. When you're live, you can share it. I use it for whenever I do my lives, I share it to different places on Facebook. The only thing to know about that is that you can't, if people see it, it's not in the original, so you publish it on you're broadcasting on your page. You've got to publish your group as well. What's going on? You've got to publish once you come back to your page. We'll go downside to this. A little bit slower. Right, we'll go here. Let's close some of these tabs down. Might speed it up a little bit. Now, adding a photo from your Facebook albums, this requires a little bit more. It does if you want to do a license for it, but because you need to have photos printed into your you want me to do? You have to have photos you want to share. Go to your personal profile.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be longer than 15 minutes. So this is I've got my photos, and I'm pretty sure you say this is where I was before I actually realised I could share documents and then doing the videos up and put it say on that add some plus. But you can do PowerPoint, so but you can add photos quite easily as well. Yeah, sound less. This is again where you're in the live. You can and the broadcasting. So there's 2 things. You want to live in the live. You can hear them, but they can see you, but they can't hear you.
Right.
Or the broadcaster can see you, but can't hear you. If another person can hear you, it's a broadcast. So if you want to, I'll show it that. If you want to, you can say, hi, leave here. Yeah. And every on this platform, but people watching from outside, this is the internal dashboard, the paper. Or if someone's with you, audio or whatever it is, they can have that, the combination there instead of a live broadcast. So you can have that. So, right. Now, that is pretty much navigating around on the platform.
No, I think it seems good. It's good. I go back to the recording.
It really is a lot simpler than if I can figure it out, if I can.
Yeah. In the interview, they have to put the live app on their phone and on meter. Is that correct?
You can send them an email. Anyway, you can text them a link if you want. If you probably hard to text them a link, you can really set up possibly like a laptop or your PC. I would suggest as much as possible that whoever you're interviewing also provides the net. So using a mobile phone is good, but probably network, or if you're wireless networking away from the section, your broadband is going to be, one of the big problems I've noticed is that people spend a week, their video is choppy, and their audio is at the top. This is mainly due to upload and download speed.
Right. So how do you get them to click on the laptop?
On the laptop, you do exactly what I can send the comment, and you have to put in copy link, send it to the messenger, easy display, and I want to
and so if they go into the laptop and stuff on the messenger,
yes,
like not on the phone.
Yeah, that's fine. They need to download the Belive app
on their phone, but not on their laptop. They don't have to do anything.
I don't think so. I don't think they have to download anything. They just need to come straight in.
Into Messenger.
And they'll come to Messenger and then they'll just come straight in. But if they're on their phone, they need to download the app.
Right.
I think they need to have as well.
Right.
There is a list. I'll send that to you. This doesn't say damn slow.
Most people have their laptops.
If they want to use Belive, interestingly enough, I just because I before you have guests on your just in the broadcast. Yeah. So before you have on your show, there is a document demo in so it's talking on my video group and an access. Just see if I can get us back again. Because you're now looking at my, where is it? And I'll tell you how to rate the experience here, whatever. That's good. Well, the video is still going. That's a bit odd. Maybe that's why I can't do the, oh, there we go. But since the video is still going, but the broadcast has ended. All right. So when you are, once you've got your live set up, if you come into the little hamburger thing across the top left-hand side,
Yeah.
you see there's the menus down here.
Yeah.
My broadcast profile, contact us, terms of use, privacy. In the My Broadcast section,
Yeah.
you have got, so you can see all of my broadcasts here. This is what I put in the page where in the introduction. So when it's scheduled, that's the bit that's the body of the post, with the broadcast underneath. Now this one here where it says videos, this is the one that you can copy the link and you can send to all your friends, your mum, your kids, whatever, your dog, and say, send this out to everybody.
Right.
Because this is the link that comes up with the little box and it says you're scheduled a video to go live at this time and get reminder. So this link here, this where it says show host page, this is where you go to start the broadcast. Now this broadcast is finished, so it won't actually start the broadcast. So you can see I've had some comments there, and that's that was my old broadcast. So I did that would have been last week, last Friday. But you can, so that the blue button will take you into the back end, the show host page. If you want to delete the scheduled broadcast, you can just hit that button, and then what it will do is it will delete it wherever you've put it on Facebook. So I had this show last week where I think I told you it went to custard and I couldn't refresh it quick enough. I had to shut down my computer and restart it. So I had to restart the broadcast, but I couldn't use the original broadcast, and it had been shared out to about 6 places across Facebook. And no, seriously, that stuff happens.
Yeah.
In the scheme of things, it was just what it was. So
yeah, you just got to deal with it at the time.
And I was, I thought at the time it was like, oh my God, I'd emailed, 600 people and told them that I was doing this video and here's the link and then the link's not there. And then I just thought, you know what, it is what it is. So, and you can do all the troubleshooting that you can try to do, but at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is Molly Maloney, rather, she calls it LOL, learning out loud, and that's I just go, yep, I'm doing another learning out loud. So you
just got to do it, don't you? I mean, there's nothing you can do. You're live, and if something goes wrong, well, it goes wrong.
Exactly. So now I want to put my video back on, but it's not letting me. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right. So that is the dashboard and the back of shop for the Belive TV platform. And the other thing, I've got a little script here the session. So we've done that, showed you how to invite a user, showed you the cam and the microphone, the speed test. Have you run speed tests before on your?
Yes, I've seen that, how you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, so
that would be fine.
Upload, is it 5 MPS or something upload, and I'll have to get the specs for you. I've talked you through creating, a talk show, but if you can create a talk show, you can do a face-to-face.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of less the other end of it. You invited guests. I didn't actually. What I didn't show you was all the fancy things that you could do with the face, like down here where it's got under the video. You can do dual 2-person videos. So you can do side by side. You can do video in video. So these little toggles down here you can use. So if you've got someone, I kept saying the solo one here, but you can switch them around quite easily. And if you're interviewing, the split screen is good. If they're talking, then you can pop yourself down in the corner. And this isn't working properly, but you can pop yourself down in the corner and pop them large. Or if you're talking, you can pop yourself up in the large and pop them in the corner. So that's really good because it sort of makes it a bit more interesting, mixes it up a bit. We'll talk through the agenda, talk to you about the comment, and we've gone live. So that's pretty much pretty much it. So did you have?
I'll just have to do some practices now.
I know, and the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Just remember, there's 2 things: don't panic and hit refresh.
Right. Okay, so the biggest thing was, so I get that link and I can share, and I just share that to them on Messenger, and then that's all they have to do, and they can open it wherever they want. So you just have to explain all that to your guests, that they know what they've got to do with it.
Now, the other thing I was going to do was to see if there's in the Belivers group, and I think you're in the group, because there's Belive in 5, which is the mentoring group, on the page. There's the Belivers group. So, and I think it's saying I can't minimise it. Now, come on. This is crazy. I've got me on this screen and I've got me on that screen. So I'm everywhere. I can't minimise while I'm recording. All right, well, I'll maximise that one. That'll learn you. Okay, so in the Belivers group, I just check that you're in there, because it does give a really good, good support. And we're creating a bit of a community in there, so it's like people are connecting, and there's some really amazing relationships happening there. So get involved. Let's see, in the files section, I'll just share the screen again quickly, because that one. Okay, so this is the Belive group. Let's just see if you are. So when I share screen, it seems to slow it down a bit, but I don't know if you're in this group, but it's a really good group for.
So that's a Facebook page. When is it?
This is a group.
Right.
So a page is an open document.
Right, so is it called Belivers on the side?
Belivers, yeah. So
Belive page, okay.
Your name, last name's a bit unusual, so there's a few Karens in here. I should have typed it in once. Can you, there we go, SYDME.
And check, I can't remember whether I joined that or not.
SYDME.
Yeah, SYDNE.
Is it Sydney?
Yeah, just Sydney here.
Oh, okay, as in Sydney. Huh.
Yeah, in Sydney. It was my father's name. I've just changed back from my married name to my father's name,
Okay.
and he had a Y on the end, like Sydney, but was another Karen Sydney, so I just dropped the Y off.
Well, it's quite uh, it's almost like I thought it might have been French or something like that.
Yeah, I made it look like that. I thought it seemed a bit,
I like it. So are you cool for me just to pop you in that group?
Yes, no, that'd be good. Thank you.
Right, so now you're in that group.
Yeah.
Go to the files section. So it's just Belivers. Go to the files, and we're adding stuff all the time.
Oh, okay.
So you see here, this is some really good stuff around check this for guests.
Right. Okay.
So if you find that you're having guests come on, because there's, because they don't know, and this is a new platform, and what this does is you can download it and then just send it to them in Messenger or email it to them.
Right.
And it basically just talks about how much upload you need, how much download you need.
Oh, yeah.
Just some basic stuff around how to get on, like whether, about needing to have the app. It's just, I think it's a really, really great resource, but because people don't often think of looking in the files in groups, and it's Word's still opening.
Okay.
There we go. So you can see. Oh, that's interesting too. With the earbuds or the headset, if you both have them, you are less likely to get reverberation.
Right.
The person who hears the reverb is not the person with the problem.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm hearing an echo,
it's the other person.
It's something the other person's doing. This is according to, but although I know I have a couple of times had a tab open with the original broadcast on, and then I've gone in with a guest link. And when you go in with a guest link, you actually don't go into the Facebook broadcast, you go into the Belive platform.
Right.
So it opens another tab on Chrome. And then you've got that broadcasting, and you've also got yourself broadcasting in the Belive. So there's that to be mindful of as well. But the earbuds or the headsets that do help with the cutting down any feedback.
Right.
So have a look through this,
and
I
will. Right.
And send that off to people that you are wanting to interview, and you'll find that you will have a relatively trouble-free broadcast.
So. That sounds good. Just one other thing you said at the beginning was something you shared to Clipboard. Was that the link? I think at the beginning. So what's the Clipboard? When you share it to there, how do you find it again? What is the Clipboard?
On the copy link.
Yeah. Did it come up shared to Clipboard?
I have no idea. I think that's just where it says copy link here. Oh no, am I sharing screen?
I can see you.
I'll just share the screen again.
Oh, right.
Okay. So
what is your clipboard?
So it says it's copied to the clipboard, but I don't normally use that. It's just
you just normally send the link to the messenger.
Well, so now it's copied, and then you can just go to your messenger and click on it, and then and paste it from the clipboard. So then you copy and paste it.
Right. So what's your clipboard? How do you find the clipboard? Is that just your downloads or something?
That's just what you copy. So
right.
So every time you copy something, it goes to the clipboard, and I don't know where.
Right. It's just called a clipboard.
Yeah. So so if I right click and then paste, it's the last thing that I put on the clipboard.
Right. Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
And then paste it.
Okay. No, that's fine. Now I know.
But that's a good question, because I never really thought of it, because I've not actually seen a thing that says clipboard and here's all the stuff that you copied.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
normally I copy and paste, and the last thing that you copy is the first thing that you paste.
Yeah.
Then you copy something else, and then you don't get access to the thing before that you copied. So, but there's possibly a clipboard there with a gazillion things that I've
copied on it.
Yeah. So,
okay. Oh no, that was great. Thank you. Now, so where do I get the recording?
Well, what I'll do is I'll when I stop the Zoom, I'll download it, and then I'll put it in a private link for in YouTube.
Okay.
And I'll send you the YouTube link. It will only be available to someone who has that link. So if you, I won't share it out.
Right.
If you choose to share it, then other people will get it. But
no, that's fine. No, that's cool.
Yeah, and so that's just I think the easiest way to do that.
And I can watch that as many times as I want. It just stays there. I just got to click on the link.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you can go back and just if it's YouTube, it's quite funny because you can put it on fast forward 1.5 or something, and we sound like chipmunks. But you can get through it twice as fast.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll go, oh yeah, that bit was at that time, and
Yeah.
You probably only have to watch it once, and you go,
yeah, I'd be right. It's just actually doing it. Yeah, doing it, and then you're right. Yeah.
I had some coaching in blogging recently, and I went back over. I thought I remembered quite a bit of it, but I actually went back and took the time to watch the Zoom again, and I did the same thing, downloaded it and re-uploaded it to YouTube. And I couldn't believe how much stuff that I thought I'd retained that I'd forgotten.
Yeah. I know, it's quite good. So once you've actually done it, then yes, you go through and make sure, and you go, oh yes, I can do that too. And
yeah. So
no, that's handy having that. Thank you.
That's all right. No worries. That was the longest 15 minutes, but I think I love this stuff. So get involved and jump into the community and introduce yourself. And
okay, I will.
Yeah, and I'd love to see your broadcast, because you get an opportunity to actually copy the link for your broadcasts and put them in the community, so you can
all right. Okay.
Build more connections as well. So
okay, no, I'll get into it.
And if you know of anybody else who wants some some help or some for the platform, feel free to send them to Belive in 5, because that's what we're here for, and we love it, obviously, and like to help spread the word. We're 16 on the 16th of October. Belive TV is 1 year old.
Oh wow!
Come a long way in a year.
Yeah. Oh.
So
I'll remember that, because that's my birthday.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Birthday for the 16th.
So I'll be having my birthday with Belive then.
You will. All right, Karen. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Thank you.
Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions or or whatever. It's great to meet you. Keep in touch. I'd like to hear about what you're doing, because it sounds really interesting.
Okay. No, I'll keep in touch and see my progress. Bye. Bye.
Bye.